Well, we're really looking forward to a rather unusual day's racing in the Eastern Cape, and that is on Wednesday this week. And super to be catching up with the Gavin Smith stable team. I'm chatting to Francie this morning. Dean is away. We know it's a week of sales and everyone's doing their homework before the buying. Francie, before I start, I've got to say well done to the yard. A super four-timer on Friday.
Yeah, no, excellent day. We couldn't have asked for better. Especially, Dundee being the highlight, obviously. But yeah, let's hope it can tick over like that.
I'm sure it will. The yard is really consistent. The yard start with two runners on Wednesday in race one. First up, Bomber Bay. He's had two starts in the Eastern Cape so far. Both have been placed. He'll be joined by Tibbet Bork, who made his local debut last time out. Unfortunately, things didn't go well. He ended up caught wide. It was an awkward race, and he can improve.
Yes, Nate. Bomber Bay, I think, definite runner. Put the tongue tie on him, cheek pieces. It's definitely made improvement. He's only had the one run on the poly for us, and it was a decent run. The winner won by 7. If you take the winner out, we're actually right on top of it. So I make him a really big runner. Have to include in everything. Nate Tibbet, I would say, we're just looking for improvement. I think he wants further than this. Stepping him up, Dean is doing the right thing by stepping him up slowly. Yeah. I'm expecting a better run.
We move to race 2, where we will see Bazonda in action. Now, her best finish so far has been on the poly, and last time out she was finishing well late.
Nate, this I make a big runner. Work has been very good. Also, exactly like you said now, only had the one run for us on the poly as well. And Gareth was very upbeat when he saw this race coming up. So, definite inclusion in everything.
Two runners in race 3. Tintamare will be making her local debut. She'll be joined by Cruisador, who once again was very competitive last time out, beaten under a length for 4th.
Yeah, Nate's Tintamare, like I said, I think the form shows that it's been going mile 14 and everything like that, but back home, I don't think this 1000's going to be a problem at all. Showing a lot of pace. This is a big runner as well, Nate. Really enjoying it down here in PE. Came to us in good nick, so it's nice to just keep them ticking over. He's a definite inclusion, I would say. Cruzy, Nate, what can I say about him? He's an old soldier. But yeah, it's 1000. Nate, I would have preferred if it was maybe a 12. But him, Nate, he always puts it in all. He puts in his best, and he's taken on a lot stronger than this. So he's got to be in the quartets.
We move on to race 4, and here we see Miss Pryor. She had excuses for her last. Expect better. Sweet Julia was so stiff on local debut last time out, beaten by the narrowest of margins. And Komasan's passion is always about the action.
Yeah, Nate, I think let's start with Miss Pryor. Exactly like you said, no, scrap that last run. Oh, she gave old Calvin a hard time. Fly jumped out the gates and everything. So now I'm expecting a much better run from her, for sure. But Sweet Julia, Nate, I tell you, that was exactly like you said. If she brings that run, she's got the draw to contend with. Yeah. Craig is on her, Nate. Whatever beats her will win the race, I think. Commerçants, Nate, we've changed a couple of things on her. Working with her on the treadmill a little bit more. She seems to be loving it on the treadmill. Yeah. I personally think, her best is on the grass. But Nate, I think she can be in the quartets.
Another trifecta of horses in race 5, and here Miss Shivey. She showed a fair run against Stronger last time out. Ikwembula Bessie Fazan, I'm sure we can ignore her last. She'll do a lot better. And then Dulona, she's a small filly, and she's going to enjoy the claim 4 of JC Buertas.
Nate, I think you summed it up so nicely now. I'll make Miss Shivey a huge runner. I really do. I think 14 is going to be her distance now. She's cracked a draw for once. Much stronger last time. Nate, I think she will definitely be there. Yeah. It will surprise me if she's not on her work and everything. She's working really well. Ikwembu, Nate's also. I mean, if you take away that last run, has she ever really run a bad race? She's always there as well. She's doing really well at home. Still loving life as a older mare. So yeah, and you also, you can't leave them out if you can afford it. Dialona, exactly like you said, Nates with that claim forward brings us straight into the race. Young JC is riding really well at the moment. I've been watching him of late. So with her as well, her running style, Nates, if the course is running fast, you can't leave her out neither.
Moving to race 7, and here both Nike's Ray of Light and a bit chilly are horses that are really showing improvement as their merit rating slides down.
Yes, Nates. You took the words right out of my mouth. A bit chilly, Nates. That mile was just a touch far for him last time. If that was a 14, I promise you now he's right there. So Craig said, let's rather bring him back down to the 14. And he's a huge runner. His work has been really good. I'll make him one of our better ones on the day, I would say. And it was exactly the same with Nike's Nades as well. He also came back to himself, and he was right there up until about the last 100 to go. So also dropping in trip a little bit. So now I'm expecting a good run from both of them, leaning towards Chile.
In the background, we had her on display, literally, for quite a while. Flight Display, gorgeous, gorgeous lady. She'll be in action in race 8 along with Facile. Now, Flight Display is better than her recent form, and Facile looked to have just needed her local debut last time out.
Yes, Nades. This lady over here, yeah, I know. She went off a bit, Nades, after that one run on the grass.
Yeah.
Exactly like you said, you can ignore those two runs. I think she's back in her right distance now. The 2000's perfect. A little bit of a wide draw.
Yeah.
It's not a huge field though, so I don't think it would be too much of a problem. But she's back to herself. So you can expect a decent run from her. Facile, Nates, that's my roughie for the day. I think this is my roughie for the day. She's really surprised me how she's come on from that one run. Nates, it's a big jump to the 2000 from the 12, but I mean she's gone the distance before. So don't leave her out of anything.
There you go, some shrewd advice from Fancy throughout all the runners, not just Facile, but Facile looks to be one to keep an eye on, and a big thanks to him for that.